Hello and welcome back to the Jonin Monkey Jungle Climber playthrough. Me, the Jonin Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader.
Actually, I meant Talkthrough, but never mind. Yeah, we're now going to be finishing off Throwing Crush with the max level, and ironically, this is the part of the minigame that is actually fun. Or the very least fair. Basically, the rules are very simple. You see that white line? You cannot allow any battles to get beyond that point. So it's a survival, basically.
Ha! Barrel shooting survivor, only in Donkey Kong.
I'm not sure if you'd call it a shooter, it's more like a, I guess, well, target thing maybe. It's depends how you define throwing. Oh. Not exactly an Olympic sport, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, I think this is what Throwing Crush should have been more like, honestly, because, well, as you can see, there's slightly more room for error here.
Yeah. Oh, that was what I was thinking of. It's the barrel's version of Space Invaders.
Oh yeah, you're right. Never thought about it that way before, but you're right. It is actually like that.
That's, again, only in Donkey Kong. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know, I have another reason to like this game. But and I'm trying to think of Space Invaders jokes to pad up for time whilst because I have no idea how long this goes on for. I can't remember. It's been a while since I recorded this.
Well, it looks like it won't be going.
No, there we go.
Longer at this rate. Oh wow!
I will survive.
Perseverance.
I will survive. Sorry.
Okay. I don't think we need to humiliate ourselves.
Yeah, yeah. Plus, I think we're about to. Yeah, no, I could get that. And I get to right.
Well, at least, yeah, at least in this case, whenever the barrels came all the way down, it's not like Space Invaders where you just destroyed the world. So.
Yeah, that's true. You just failed yourself. Okay. Now we get back on to Spooky Woods, which is actually one of my favourite levels just because it introduces a new concept right off the bat.
Fog of War?
Actually, yes. Basically, the gimmick of this level is that because...
Wow, bring in clairvoyance.
Basically, the gimmick of this level is because you can't see, Diddy has to hold the map, and yeah, you have to basically match the two screens to see where you're going or what you can grab.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and you see the X's on the map, that's where secrets are, so... That's how you're able to pick up the banana coin just then. So yeah, keep your eye out for those as you look around.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. You wouldn't want to be falling off into foggy doom.
Yeah. Which we're gonna have in this next bit. But yeah, I actually really like this. It's a very simple gimmick, but it works. They don't drag it out for too long either. It doesn't get boring or repetitive because this is the only time they use it. So.
Yeah, and that's always good. I'm busy watching the map too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You're also in a kind of Legend of Zelda logic. There are occasionally false walls, but if you look at the map, you know, oh, and there we see another old enemy from DKC. Whatever these guys. Don't worry if you don't know what I'm talking about. You'll see them again. See the other handprints. At least I hope we do, otherwise we're going to talk about them. But yeah, we move down here. There should be another banana coin or... either a banana coin or a DK coin somewhere around here. Ah, there we go. We have to carefully grab visible eggs. There we go.
False wall!
So yeah, as we... like I said, past me, you're supposed to cut that out! Oh wow.
Oh, and it wasn't, and DK just couldn't just fall off the screen. No, he had to smack his head against the wall as well.
Yeah, this is just insulting if nothing else. Okay, I apologize. So there we go. Recognize these guys?
Oh, I missed him.
Yeah, these guys are the enemies. Frankly, they can't hurt you, but they can bump you around and knock you, well, to your doom, basically.
Yeah, kind of rude that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they... oh, jeez. They're either called Crash or Cobble. I can't remember which one.
I'll just call him the crocodile version of those really poor people you see in fiction that wear nothing but barrels.
Okay, that's kind of overly long, no.
Actually, whenever you think of it, maybe I ought to think of a better title.
Another name you could get there is the noise you make when you see one for the first time in Donkey Kong 2. Mainly, ah!
Interesting name, Da.
Yeah. Well, it's actually...
You know, see, I'm not well versed at all on the names of Donkey Kong creatures. So basically, to me, say zingers. Zingers aren't zingers to me. Zingers are goddamn bees.
Well, that's fair enough. I mean, to be honest, the only way you really knew the names is if you memorized it from the Donkey Kong Country 2 manual, the endings, and even then, it's kind of up with. Right. I forgot what I was going with that. Anyway. Sorry, listeners, I'm distracted by something else. Now we're talking about, speaking of enemies, these guys appeared in the original King of Swing, and, well, there's not much to say about them really, they're ghosts. The way to avoid them is that you basically have to stay still. So when climbing on pegs, it just means you hold, come on past me, it's not that hard, there you go. You just stay still and hold on to a peg.
Huh. I'm distracted by the fact that they look frighteningly like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Oh, they're not friendly, trust me. Maybe Casper the Murderous Ghost, I don't know.
Somehow that sounds frighteningly... That sounds like a frighteningly workable term.
But yeah, I think I showed all later in this level, but trust me, you do not want to touch these guys whilst moving. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I imagine they are enemies. That may be hazardous to poor Diddy's health.
That's true. But yeah, as you can see, the forest cleared up, and so we're now climbing up what is essentially a giant tree. And I really wish there was any more things I could add to that, but generally there are multiple routes to take, although you have to keep your eyes out at all times because the collectibles here are really hard to find.
Yeah, and you don't even have your map this time.
Yeah. In fact, there is one interesting thing coming up. You may notice the up arrow. Well, after we collect some more gems. It's little traps like that that get to you. I had to redo this level several times in recording because I kept missing a few items on the way. So.
Yeah, and bloody 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to do several practice runs because, I'll be honest, it's been a while since I recorded the 2 walkthroughs. Oh yeah, that last one up there, if you have Diddy, it's much easier to get, or, you know, you can still get it if you did lose him. It's just a much harder, and you have to wait until you move on to the next section. Because don't worry, you'll revisit this area later, but from a higher location.
Diddy demoted from sidekick to convenience sake.
Pretty much, yeah. Although that was a terrible pun. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway. And yeah, this is another very simple gimmick to explain. Levers. Grab the middle with one hand and then just pull on the lever.
Well, that's an interesting way of pulling a lever.
Yeah. Well, technically you can do the slowly cranky thing, but this saves more time. Even if it makes some awkward imagery.
I wasn't gonna bring that up, but thank you for doing it for me.
Yes, and on that note...
yeah, that's a very easy note to move on from...
Yeah. But there was... Well, there's not really much else you can say about levers. I'm trying to move on the side. Yeah, generally, this level's not too hard. It's just that if you're trying to get 100%, the items are all placed in tricky areas, and occasionally the enemy placements can screw you over, like these bats.
Yeah, and the TV tropes words, goddamn bats.
And kind of figure it, I don't think they actually have an official name. Oh, and falling pegs, so don't forget those.
Oh, yay, fun.
Okay, so we'll just get these over and... Oh, now this is gonna be true. Oh, and... Yeah, that's what happened.
That was actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah, now imagine doing that while you're playing it for the first time without realizing.
That, good God, I just heard that sound from a Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
That was, yikes.
Yeah. And it's kind of an interesting argument because even if you play the original King of Swing, this is a surprise to you because in the original King of Swing, they still had transparency effects, but they weren't actually. They could home in on you, but that was all they could do. They were basically generic enemies, and they weren't even that terrifying because, like you said, it looks like Casper. They're not that terrifying. It's not really the most terrifying appearance when you think of ghosts.
No, it really isn't.
Oh, she's not again.
Man, that would suck if you were over a bottomless pit.
Yeah. Frankly, they don't do it in this case. And yeah, I do realize I've just used 2 crystal stars in a row, but heck, I'm lazy at this point.
That's a good enough rationale for any game.
Yeah, this level can cut. Like I said, the level placement can just make some enemies really irritating.
Yeah, naturally.
Alrighty, we're almost done. Just one last item to get. Thank you, Parsley, for confirming that. And yay, more rock throwing. And
2 hours later, I see.
yeah. And up we go. I think I think Donkey Kong's had a lot of creepy imagery. Whenever they use ghosts, it's nearly always woods. There's...
Well, and there was that time in the mine shaft. Oh, that ghost.
Which mine... I'm trying to remember which mine shaft it... I think... Don't you mean Haunted Hall, though?
Whichever one you're racing the ghost.
Oh yeah, that was Haunted Hall, and yeah, Cackle. Oh god.
Yeah, that guy, shudder.
Yeah. Oh, that was so terrifying. Although, on a side note, the music was pretty awesome, as was the remix.
Well, that's Donkey Kong Country for you in a nutshell.
Pretty much, yeah. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's an OC remix from the DKC2 remix album called This Chase is Haunted. And it's pretty cool.
Well, that's self-explanatory.
Yeah. And it's metal, so yeah, pretty awesome all around.
Okay, I'm checking this out afterwards.
Oh yeah. This layout seems pretty basic and the level title's unknown at the moment. That's because we're about to go dimension hopping once we deal with the bats.
Yay, cue Doctor Who theme. Although we don't rewrite space.
Yeah. I am so tempted to start breaking into the Doctor Who theme now.
That was my idea too.
Oh god. Anyway.
Yeah, let's not.
Oh gee. Let's see, and well, that'll solve it. We haven't got much time left in the comments, so anyway. Come on, thank God we reached the end. Right, so that was me, the Jonin Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader. Pro tip: levers, pull really hard and jiggle a little.